You have talked about being part of several very large multinational corporations. You rose to the very high positions in those organizations. I'm sure made a very good living and had a lot of impact. But then you left that world and you joined the world of network marketing. It's a big leap. Mm. You talked about the magnets on the door. Any regrets?
None whatsoever. It's been an incredible learning experience, and I would typically say that, and I really mean that those years, I would even say that the first 5 years working in that kind of network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct sales world, I would say that I learned more about myself and about other people, and I learned more about sales, communication, and leadership in those first 5 years that I learned in the former 18 years, working with some phenomenal companies, like IBM, for example, who invested a lot of money in my personal development. Mm-hmm. And I came from a position where I worked as an executive vice president, as you mentioned, and was responsible for international sales, $1 billion a year, a lot of people in my organization. And typically once a year, the president or chief executive of the company, it was him and me and 4 others, we're in the board of directors, the management of the company. So typically every year we would have a conversation with humor, and we were very good friends and so on, but we had this debate about how much I was worth. We could never agree. So every year we came to a point where I said I should deserve a little more for bringing in $1 billion of sales. But he said, no, well, he wanted to keep me happy, but not too happy. So eventually I said to him, pay me nothing, and pay me a piece of the cake instead. And said, no, I can't do that. That will be unfair. We have to, rearrange. So I found that in order to take control of my own time and my own freedom and my own income and so forth, I got to start my own business somehow. But I had no idea what I should do. So this thought started circling around in my head. And one day a friend came to me and he introduced me to network marketing. And I had no idea what it was. I was unconscious and incompetent in network marketing or direct sales. Never heard of it before. Wasn't taught in business school. And I was open-minded, and I was really curious to see what this was. Because as we talked about the law of polarity, you can choose to, going back to choices, you can choose to look for what's good with it, or you can look for what's wrong with it. And with my experience from management consulting and a top manager for years, I had seen hundreds of companies and in numerous industries. And one thing I didn't know was that there's no such company that is only good. I mean, they all have problems at some point. So I thought to myself, why look for the problems? I really want this to be the way to start, or one way to start my own business and become an entrepreneur. And so I started looking for what's good with it. And I was astonished about it. I looked at it and I saw there was a phenomenal market, some incredible opportunity where, people around the world would all need these products. So if there are products that everybody needs and nobody has them, then it's usually a good starting point. And then I looked at the company, and the company was very solid, had many years of experience, and it was debt-free and all these things. I looked at the product portfolio, and that was incredible. The philosophy of the company was good, and the management seemed to be good, and the compensation was incredible because there was no roof to it. I could literally earn what I deserved. And the support system was phenomenal because in this industry, what I have learned over the years is that you meet incredible people like yourself, like Bob Proctor, others that come in, but also the people that work in this industry. They come from so many different directions. And you learn so much more. In the IT industry, I learned to know IT people. In the travel industry, travel people. And here they come from all backgrounds, all ages, and so on and so forth. So it's an incredible personal development journey. So my evaluation to it was easy, really. I found out what I need to do to create a good business out of it. And then, of course, I started asking other people what they thought about it. And I made the first mistake that we talked about a little bit before. I asked a couple of friends, what do you think I should do? I came across this great opportunity. And of course, most people have not done this. So they started looking for what's wrong with it instead of looking for what's good with it. And I was grateful that I had really researched it before, because most of them, they were actually ignorant. They had lack of knowledge about the industry. And if I had let them ridicule or argue myself out of this, then I would have not been here today, I think. So what we did is I kind of said, you know, I have control over my decision. I have a choice. And I went to look for people that had really made it. And you know, I asked him, my friend, who's the best in the world at this? And he said, there are a few Americans and there are a few Germans. And I went to see them. And one said to me, Oddmund, he said, if you would be willing to do for 3 to 5 years what most people in this world are not willing to do, you will be able to, or have the potential of living a life that very few people, you know, or most people would only dream of. And I thought that was kind of appealing. So I did that. I built it to the biggest level you could do in that industry, or in that company. In the first 5 years, gotten to a place where you had the time and money freedom to develop other businesses. So if someone would be listening to this, my advice would be saying that, you know, look at it not just as a business, but as a way to create a great residual income. It's a great financial opportunity to either work on your fortune or even replace the work you do today after a while. But it is a business, and a business needs some time and effort to be built up. But you know, I experienced not only a financial benefit from it, but I benefited from the products, but also the financial situation improved so much that you can also benefit from other things. You can take time off to exercise, you can go to massages, you can do things for your health and well-being. I mentioned the personal development that you get. You meet so many good people, you get many more friends, you can even meet your wife there, or husband. I did. That's not a guarantee, but some people do. My wife is German, and we met on a kind of an incentive trip that we both won on a 2-week trip to Australia. So I usually say that I was a Norwegian living in Stockholm, and I met a German girl in Hong Kong on our way to Australia, and we got married in Oslo 2 years later, and now we live in Spain. So that's where this industry can take you. It's an incredible experience, and it has so many good friends all over the world. As I may have mentioned to you before, we calculated, you know, directly, indirectly, that we have had the pleasure of impacting hundreds of thousands of people's lives in many different categories all over the world in more than 25 countries. So it's a very rewarding way to work, and that's why we continue, because you meet a lot of great people in this. So I choose to look for the good in network marketing, and I know a lot of people would maybe look for the bad, and then you will not find you'll find that too, and you will not probably benefit from it. But if you want to benefit from it, I suggest you look for the good, and you may see something of the same that we have experienced.
That's great. No, I've been involved in network marketing too, and found it to be very very lucrative, very educational, and as you said, you get to meet some amazing people, especially the people in the human development industry. There's so much focus on growing yourself and growing your business, and it's a very positive world.